Hello, everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of the Mythic Initiative. I am your humble keeper for these preceding evenings. With that, we have a wonderful show for you all, but first, let us introduce our lovely cast members, starting off with Eden/C. Please, take us away.
Hello, everyone. My name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at CPlaysRPG. I have the absolute pleasure of playing Eden the Shade, who just killed a man, is feeling totally normal about it. Also, they abandoned their heart for like the 5th time, but who's counting at this point? And we have another guest here today, so I want to pass it over to our incredible guest, Prince.
Hello, everyone. I am Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice around the internet, he, him. I am going to be playing Prague, and I'm going to tell you absolutely nothing about him for this game just yet, but it's going to be interesting. I'm so excited to be here and to torture Vin. Oh, wait. Vin, take it away.
Y'all see what I have to deal with? We haven't even started, and my head is on the chopping block. Speaking of that head, hi guys, I'm Vin at VinVoxV8 on Twitter, and I'll be playing Heaven. For how long? Who knows? Let's ask CJ.
Hello, everyone. I'm CJ. I've been plotting on Vinvox VA's downfall since the very beginning. And you'll see me tonight playing the one, the only, Vicious. That's actually all I got about Vic. You guys know who it is. I'll pass it back right to Professor T, which is Chris.
Thank you very much. And as always, before we start our lovely episode here, if you type in the chat exclamation CW, you'll get all those lovely content warnings for this episode in particular. For this one, we have fantasy violence, apocalypse, gore, blood, familial struggles, body horror, drug abuse, severe weather references, and references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, references to epidemics and diseases, and trauma. If any of these things don't wreck your boat, there is a plethora of other stuff out there for you to enjoy. With that in mind, Mythics, are we ready for another fantastic day?
No!
I'm going to take that as a yes. With that, we see our camera cut, not to the material plane where we last saw our mythics, but rather it is night in a very dense forest. It is snowing quite hard as the blizzards howl in the wind. And with that, we see a figure with what looks like to be almost like a gas lantern of some sorts, trying to make their way through this blizzard. If you'd be so kind for me, can you please describe for me, Prince, what your character looks like?
Yes, absolutely. Prague is an armor, a complete suit of armor, head to toe, shelled up. So you hear that clank of a tealish color as you see it. But every time the seal hits the ground, you hear clank, 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 clank. And they're holding this lantern. It's like, I'm louder than them. I'm louder than them. Of course they're going to hear me. But I'm better than them. I think like them. I can catch them. I can catch them for sure. But the armor has an odd tinge to it. There's a glow. Like it's magic, power, something of the sort. They don't seem to notice it. He just continues on going, my horses, Bucky, better get back here. Miles, come on. Peter, you too. Steve, you're my go-to guy. Come on over.
Indeed, as the horses did escape the tavern again, and that's not good for customers. Not good one bit, but luckily, using that keen mind of yours, you found the horses. You see they are within the ruins that are kind of on the outskirts of town, you see most of them are just, panicking about in the snow, just. But for the most part, you see that they're all fine except for Steve. Steve seems to have snagged themselves on one of the nearby trees that's kind of almost look broken, but you can see that if they stay there or keep yanking the way they are as they're sort of panicking, that it may fall on them, and that's no good.
Frog goes over. It's like, Steve, I need you to calm down. You are the captain. They follow you. You get mixed up into some stuff you're not supposed to be getting mixed up in, they're going to follow you into these situations. So I need you to relax. Otherwise, they'll be over there like Bruce and just running through fences and all kinds of stuff.
You see Bruce kind of just lick their eyeball before it just comes back in. It's good old Bruce.
Everyone says you should get a Clydesdale. Never get a Clydesdale.
With that, you see approaching Steve, trying to calm them down, and you do manage to do so. But you see in an instant, you sort of snap of this large tree. In this moment, if you don't push the horse out the way, Steve is gonna die from just the fear just hitting them.
I will absolutely not let Steve die. I'm going to move Steve over and like, I got this, even if I don't got this.
Just real quicks, just for my curiosity, if you would be so kind, just roll 2d6s. Not a particular move. I just want to see how well we do this.
Alrighty. Now that is a 6.
That's a 6. With that, you manage to push Steve as you just as he gets pushed over. You manage to save him, but the tree immediately hits you. You manage to dive out of the way before it sort of smashes any vital organs, but you see that one of your legs get stuck on it as it's just immense pain as you're unable to budge your leg. As you're kind of the pain, it's a lot, you're focusing on it. You begin to see and hear something in the distance as you just hear a bing. As you see in the nearby mountains, a green light begin to emerge from it. You've never seen anything like this, and it's curious indeed, but that curiosity begins to turn into fear as you begin to see something ping off of it, and you see almost like a cascade of this green energy begin to go over, and you can see that from the distance it changes everything it touches as it slowly comes and comes and comes towards you. You try to pull your leg as you don't want to get caught in whatever this is, but it's too late as this energy changes you as something awakens. And the camera cuts. As we go back to our mythics, who are currently recuperating. At the moment, all of you have found yourself in, you're kind of coming out of the hotel, you got kind of pushed out on the other side. You see that you're ended up on the West Coast. You don't know where, maybe California, but you can't double check because you're kind of just needed a place to stay. So at the moment, you just found a little rinky-dink motel. It's not good, it's not bad, but it's just that in between that you're just used to. With that, how are we all feeling as better yet, what's the room arrangements like? I know for sure Misfoot and their mother Tulia kind of bought their own space because they wanted to catch up with one another, and also Misfoot needed a little bit of space. So how did the room arrangements for everybody else going for this night that is preceding you?
Not you asking the hardest question possible.
I plead the fifth.
I think, you know what? Fuck it. I'll start us off. We have 2 rooms total. One room, Misfit and Misfit's mom. The other room is the rest of us.
You know what?
There's two
Makes
beds.
So
sense.
fucked, and I think you're right.
Yeah, again, low on cash. You did kind of just get spit out in
Yeah.
the other side, and you're kind of waiting for a phone call from Casey specifically as you kind
Yeah.
of just let him know. But yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So what's going on in your minds right now as you're all kind of, you're getting ready for bed, shower, taking it one by one. If that's what's happening here, I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
rancid. Well, obviously, because you all let me speak first, Vic paid for the room. Because Vic keeps a wad of cash in his jacket. It's his emergency cash that he learned to keep when, I don't know. Actually, I don't know why Vic does it. It's a good habit that Vic has. And it's worked out in this favor. Usually it doesn't. Usually it's like, oh, use a division card or something, or Casey pays for it. But this time, Vic's paid the whole. I don't know how much rooms are in the 80s. $50. That feels like too much. Is that, yeah, I feel like 30.
A moderate amount of cash
A
that
moderate
for the
amount of
80s, you know
cash.
how much that is. So you
The
can
money
use your
No,
imagination.
I do know how much that is, but I'm not.
That's wild. So yeah, Vic like fully bulldozes in, probably takes the first shower, probably lays in a bed first, and decides to put her Walkman in and mind her goddamn business while the twins figure themselves out.
Well, Eden is chain smoking. Like either if there's a balcony, on the balcony, or they're like sitting outside on one of those little like bumps that keeps you from driving up onto the curb right in front of the room. And they're just like, they haven't said a single word since they came out of Hotel Eternity. And it's very likely that they're probably not going to say anything for the next like 48 hours at the very least.
And then Heaven,
And you
what
know
about
that
you?
works. Heaven has found a chair. They have a privacy curtain, their own fucking wings, just completely covering themselves in that seat. No one look at them. No one talk to them. Leave them alone.
I'm sorry, are you in a chair? Like one chair by yourself with your wings covering
Yes,
you?
a single chair, just exactly.
Easy, too easy. You look ridiculous.
I know, but it's the only way. I'm going to pretend everything is fine.
Okay. Yeah. No, that yeah, everything is fine actually. We just we gotta win or something. Yeah, I'll do you a favor. I'll change topics. What should am I gonna be invited to the wedding, or I saw you and Mizzy having a good time in the closet.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about? You literally were in the closet with Misfit. And I'm asking.
Having a conversation, having a private conversation, and I'm not using any euphemisms here.
That's fair. Okay. I will choose to believe you. However, I would like to say broom closets mean a lot in this unit.
Broom closets mean a lot to two people, and one of them is on the balcony.
Three people. I like a good broom closet. Is that so wrong?
It might be. But then again, you are a capital D degenerate, so.
Yes, me, the capital D degenerate. Yeah, no, I can get behind that. At least I'm honest about who I am.
And by saying that, are you implying that I'm not vicious?
Would you agree or disagree?
I would vehemently disagree.
Got it.
In fact, I'll be honest right now. The conversation we had, I think you might enjoy this part, with Misfoot on their knees, begging, asking me for love and devotion and some really sad third thing. But I'll tell you the truth.
I'm keeping count. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Since
Say it,
apparently I'm just on. No, thank you. Thank you. I would like to continue talking. I told them that I would help them get back with Eden because that's where they belong.
What do you know about getting back together with people?
Oh, what do I know? I know what's best for people. That's what I know.
Do you know what's best for yourself?
I do. Keeping my distance.
There it is. Keeping your distance. Is that what this is? Look how much space there is between us right now. Keeping your distance. I love that about you. So distant, so far away, knowing everything, like a god above in the sky, watching down the little plebeians. Am I a plebeian to you?
No, I love seeing you go off and prattle on your imagination, but please, I am enjoying this thoroughly. You can see it on my face. And I think that's when they finally open up to like this stone faced bastard.
We haven't talked in months. Outside of jabs and side conversations, I at least get something from Misfit if he talked to me. And now there's just you. Misfit is choosing the worst person to prattle on about in terms of love. You haven't said a word to me about anything. I would even take a lie. You know that, right? You don't have the decency to lie to me anymore.
I'm sorry, Vicious.
For what?
I'm sorry for allowing you to get this way.
I'm sure you are.
I do. I feel so bad for you.
I'm going to regret asking. Why do you feel bad for me? Oh, dearest heaven.
No, you don't have to say dearest anymore.
Oh, I don't. I think you're dear. You're dear to me.
I think, despite everything, despite moving on, or so I thought, you always come back to this. To me, it's cute if I didn't find it pathetic. Speechless, I know.
That's what you think this is. That's what you think this is. And I think this is the point where Vic stands up. I can't have a moment of vulnerability laced with that same bullshit that everyone throws around here. Not for one fucking moment. Crawling back, heaven, what is there for me to crawl back to? You literally never show me anything about yourself. Crawling back to you would it be like asking to go back to a barren wasteland without water. I'm doing okay, actually. Let me be clear. Let me tell you, I got to meet a sister without your help. You know, even Eden decided to be of use there, a really big help there. Misfit doesn't talk to me because of some jealousy that's going on. And then there's you. I'm throwing you a fucking bone, Heaven. I'm trying to talk to you as best as I can, and you claim it's crawling back. If you think vulnerability is pathetic, then congratulations. You're the same goddamn person that I fucking left. Because you may have broken up with me, But I decided to move on. Fuck you, heaven. And I think Vic just storms out.
I think they just sink further into the seat, finally giving their wings a break and just let them pull in for a little comfort and just simmer.
Indeed. As you do go outside, Vicious or Vic, you do notice that the hotel person kind of nudges you over, just like, hey, you have a call kind of deal. They said, hey, you are Vic, Vicious, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, all right. Microaggressions aside. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, yeah. You got a phone call from a Casey.
Oh shit. Yeah. Where's your phone?
In the office. So
Great. Mike just goes through.
yeah, over that, as you are approaching over that, real quick for me, Eden, it is a new mystery, so if you just be so kind and just to roll your
Oh, we're still doing that? We're
we're
still
still doing that.
we're still rolling that move? That
We're still
devil's
rolling
advocate move?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just roll that, don't worry about it.
Okay, that wasn't so bad. I rolled exactly an 8. On an 8 to
Indeed.
10, I flash back to a moment when my mentor was pleased with me. Their sinister riddles make sense for what is going on in the present, and I can choose 2. That's pretty
Flashback
good.
is perfect.
So 2 of what? What's the 2 there? What do you want? What do you want?
Let's
What's
see.
your choices?
Let's see. They tested you ruthlessly and without mercy. I'm going to mark 1 XP, and the others don't make a ton of sense for this moment. So I am going to. They revealed my destiny as a harbinger, and I will gain a bond with what the darkness demands of me. I feel like that makes sense based on last episode,
Yeah.
perhaps.
No real quick flashback here, just for expediency's sake, but you do get just a feeling in your head of that deity from the diner, that death deity, is still connected to you. You still have that connection, but you can get a sense of tension, of it almost trying to warn you that something is on the way. But before you're able to act on that, we cut right quick to the office there. On the phone, pick it up. You can hear Casey's on the other end, Vic, as you hear, Vic, is that you?
Hey, yeah, it's me.
Hey, it's been a while. Where you been?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. A hotel.
3 weeks passed. What do you mean you don't
fuck.
know?
All right, great. It has been okay. It is one of those situations. We were in a hotel, diving into Eden's trauma. That's about all I got. When's the last, where were we before that? I don't know. I missed you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm good, sweetheart. I just, I'm just worried because you kind of just dropped off the face of the planet and didn't leave a message or call. I mean, I know I don't really have to worry about you, but like, I still do.
Yeah. That means a lot. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I just want to let you know we made some progress on a cure for you guys. So hopefully, when
shit,
you
I
guys
forgot
get a
about that.
chance, yeah. So where are you?
Oh, San Diego.
Before you kind of say where you are, you see it kind of cuts off. Just
Oh, god fucking damn it.
and you notice the lights begin to flicker.
Casey. Casey.
No phone
Hey.
call.
Cool.
I
It's one of those
think-
fucking moments again.
Eden, you start to see, because you know where Misfoot's room is. You notice there is a flash of blue light inside the room as you can hear commotion coming from it.
Eden immediately stands up. And I think they'll even like hop from their balcony to the other balcony, right? And start kind of like knocking on the glass.
Knocking on the glass, you can see the curtains are, pulled through. Knocking on it, you don't hear anything, but you do see just at the corner of your eye, Misfoot's been laid out in terms of unconscious. Somebody folded them, to put it simply. as they're unconscious on the floor, and you really can't see who it is, but someone is trying to rip something off from their suit, but they're having some trouble doing it.
Chris! Chris! Why? So you know
Hey.
how glass is technically made of sand?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn that glass pane into sand again.
Please unleash your dark, as the rest of you are gonna hear this.
It's like glass shattering, but backwards and worse.
Yeah.
You say unleash the dark, you say?
Yes. Unleash the dark.
Ah! Alright, that fell on my lap. A 4.
A 4? Great. You greatly underestimate them. The keeper will describe what dire position you find yourself in. With that, you turn the glass into sand, opening a position for yourself. But as you do, you see there is a lot of people in here, and all of them don't look normal. They have some sort of augmentation of cybernetics on them, whether it be an arm, a leg, or an eye. But the individual that you see is sparking almost electricity from their body, their eyes glowing blue as they kind of turn their head towards you and kind of go, "Oh, great, it's you." And immediately opens their hand out, almost like throws lightly in your direction as you're about to get hit with whatever lightning this is. Or what are we doing in this scenario?
Eden, particularly, they're like the thing in their throat is a classic little get the fuck away from, and before they can say him, the lightning like hits them square in the chest.
Fantastic. Taking condition as the rest of you see Eden get lightninged in the chest and immediately hits into a car that immediately starts to go off. As you see this individual sort of screams, Get Asi, and we need to go. As you see, he comes out flying with the lightning as he fully comes down. You start to see the individuals inside are just ripping and tearing out of Misfit's suit. The rest of my other two here, what are you doing as you see this lightning god come out of nowhere and immediately is walking menacingly towards Eden?
Did we hear the Aussie part?
I will say yes, you did hear Get Asi.
I think that's a bad idea, so I guess I'm gonna assume that the twins got each other. I'm gonna go stop Misfit from getting stolen.
Fantastic. You rush up there. What about you, Heaven? What are you doing?
I am flying to Eden.
With that flying, are you going to stand in between them or are you just going to attack? How are you presenting yourself here?
I'm going to stand in between them.
Okay. You come in and you see the figure kind of stop, smiles. You can see a little bit more clearer. They seem to be in that maybe mid-50s. Their hair sort of salt and pepper black. You see their eyes are sparking lightning, as well as various segments of their body are cybernetic in nature as they wear regular clothes like they were trying to infiltrate, but you can see that there's something underneath that as they just simply smile. Well, Commander, you look quite spry.
Look, I really don't have time for this. Either you're going to fuck off or I'm going to dismember you. So.
Oh, Commander, I can see you've never really lost your touch for the delicacies of diplomacy, but as you can see, I have help. As you see, something comes at you and sucker punches you in the sort of face as you feel a metal hand hit you into the side, into the nearby building as you gain a condition and kind of reorienting to yourself. You see what looks like to be this almost full-on robot exoskeleton with sort of purple neon eyes glowing, kind of in the very familiar voice of Mom, of, "All right, I told you where you can find them now. Can you hurry up your little device so we can get rid of them?" He kind of goes, "Fine. You make things so uninteresting," as you see he begins to take out what looks like almost like a Rubik's Cube kind of deal and starts to mess with it. With that, Vicious, you go upstairs. You can see there are 4 other individuals here at this point. You see one of them kind of go, "I got it," as you see they hold the chip of Asi in their hand. What are you doing?
Oh God. I would like to Hmm, hmm, hmm. Well, it's always the fun answer. So I want to do the big one. I don't remember what it's called. The one that's not Unleash the Dark, the other one.
Yes, you want to pop your already part
Yeah,
of darkness.
I would explode. Misfit core.
Please roll for me, please.
Oh god, I don't think I failed this one yet, so I think it'd be interesting to not succeed. However, oh, how much darkness? Oh, I have no darkness because it's a new.
I
Mystic.
wouldn't say not yet. I'll give you darkness after this.
Let's go. Oh, thank God. 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. You did. So you use your powers with precision effect. So additionally, you pretty much get whatever you want out of this. So what do you want to? What are you trying to aim out of here? As you see, 4 people, they got the chip. Misfit's also in here, and you see Thule is also knocked out towards the bag.
Yeah, I see the Misfit. I think I jump in probably because I think Misfits or not Misfit. Vicious has been able to fly recently, so I think it's very much like ordinarily they would be able to like hear footsteps. But I think Vic floats up and drops inside, and I think kind of crouching down and says, "No, you don't," and just unravels very quickly, letting the mouths and teeth and claw in the miasma like become more I guess physical, and just punches everybody out and like takes the fucking chip.
Just as you just almost like in the back of you, very smoke like in nature, as you see they appear, Vicious comes out as he pushes all of them out the window or into a nearby wall. But you see them getting up. It distracted them, but it doesn't look like it actually hurt them. As you see, almost robotic in nature, their skin, if it's broken, begins to heal. The bones, if broken, begin to set. And you see they're almost rebooting themselves back online. With that, you do have a moment here. Are you running out of here with the chip, or what are we doing?
Yeah, I think in a moment of like they didn't hurt Misfit, like outside of knocking knocking Misfit out and
they
trying
didn't.
to get this
The objective here wasn't to kill them. It just like they knocked them out, and they were just trying to steal Ozzy.
Vic from all of the days in the Mythics understands. Well, they have one priority. Holds the thing and like bolts out, like flies back out the window, and yells down to the other Mythics, "I got Ozzy."
Fantastic, Eden.
Eden kind of rolls over because you said they smashed into a car.
Yes.
Got thrown through a wall and smashed into a car. So I think they just kind of like roll over, cough a little bit of blood, like, and some of their body starts turning to sand, right? And like almost like leaking out of them, and they're like pushing it back in a little bit. What about Misfit?
I was like, I don't know if I was supposed to answer. I just yell back, "He's just unconscious."
And Eden looks at where Heaven has just been thrown to and tries to stagger upward, and then one of their knees turns into sand, and they like push themselves back up again. Hey, fuck you for that, buddy. What the hell do you want with Aussie?
It's quite simple, but sadly, we don't have the time. As you see Heaven, as you're charging back towards them, they finish this cube of whatever it is, and you see an energy open up as it takes you, sucks you in. As you see Heaven disappears. And now for you, as you have a moment of opportunity here before he gets you.
We had one of those, right? Did we have... Last season we had something similar.
It's similar in nature, but it's different because the one you had was older. The one that he has in his hands not only looks like it was made from an amalgamations of an actual Rubik's Cube on top of just various junk, but it looks faster, more functioning. Like it's almost like a newer version of whatever you had before.
Can I misuse one of my moves? Instead of trying to defend myself, I think Eden like knows that they're about to get zapped, but they want to know by whom and for why. So I have a move that's called Death Walks here. When I seek to reconstruct events or learn something valuable, I can spend darkness and roll.
Sure, well, let's do it. Might as well. We broke this game already. Once we're breaking it just a little bit, we'll just break its back. It's fine. It's already dead.
I wish that I could roll higher than a 6 tonight.
Sad.
On a
Sadly,
7 minus, the laws of the dead and dying are compromised somehow.
you try activating it, but you're still reeling from the very emotional state of the hotel. And even though you do have your power at the fullest, it's not exactly there yet. There's still a block. There's something in your mind that's blocking you. And before you get a chance to actually move, you see they grab you in and suck you right into it. Yeah. With that, fishes, you're last. As you see two gone, you are there. Just sort of, you have Aussie in your hand, but you start to notice you're beginning to get outnumbered here as people are knocked up upstairs. You start to notice more robotic versions of what looks like to be Mom come in.
Fun question. Is it like a hole or is the thing like is it the cube? Is the Rubik's Cube like open?
It is kind of, it's kind of in the sense of it's activated. It's not like in the sense of like almost like a grenade that has its pin pulled off. It's in that sense of it's
Yeah.
open right now. He hasn't closed it yet, so it's still kind of in a vulnerable state.
Easy. Cheat sheet too easy. I'm gonna do the only thing that I can do, and that's kind of look at them and I say, you want this?
Now would be preferable.
Yeah. And I think Vic opens up a mouth and like drops Aussie in. And flies at him, but goes into the portal because where the fuck else am I going to go?
I think you do drop Aussie in, and you see there's a look of concern, and he goes, "Wait, you idiot! Don't!" You begin to go into it, and you see that what's in your arm reacts so violently that the Aussie's chip blows off your arm, and you see the chip and the cube begin to as you do get sucked in, but everyone that was inside also begins to get somewhere else. As you can just hear the echoes of like, that fucking idiot, where did they go? And as you are traveling, all of you, into something, we see off camera that a screen goes up as something happens. With that, you all begin to awaken. Your head is pounding, and it's cold. It's really cold. It's supposed to be summer. What the hell? And you find yourselves in this sort of weird, very strange forest. Winters, no tomorrow, and even yourselves seem to be changed. I'll go one by one real quick. How do you look different in this reality that you're in? I'll start off with you, Vicious.
Yeah, I think noticeably there's less eyes than usual. I think Vic looks considerably normal than what she normally looks like, in the real world. The real world. She has six eyes that are constantly blinking and changing, as well as mouths that open around her body whenever, however she wants to. But here she's like normal core, almost very much like Misfit, with the pink hair, with like also probably wearing more clothes than usual. I think she's got like a long jacket on with like a shirt underneath and like kind of Goku pants, and just like heavy boots.
Fantastic. Eden, what do you look like in this new reality?
Eden has gone full priest core. I think their ears are like slightly longer and a little tapered. But this like the kind of like raggedy shirt with the button up and the tie and the leather jacket has reformed kind of like it was earlier in the first season of Mythic Initiative. Where it like comes down in this like kind of long black tunic with this dark steel chainmail underneath. These kind of like pauldrons around bare hands, I think. And this kind of like heavy half plate, strangely enough, that makes them look a little bit smaller inside the plate, as though it is not actually made for them. And they kind of like stagger for a moment before their hands start to glow a tiny bit as they pull themselves up out of the snow.
And last but not least, Heaven, what about you? How do you look different here?
Like a conglomerate of squares. Some might say pixels. I'm kidding. In contrast to like their everyday golden veins and cracks and creases, completely normal face, mimicking Eden because still twins, long ears, and fantasy things.
Fantastic. As you're all trying to orientate yourself, you immediately feel the camera itself shift as you begin to focus on an area. As you can see that it kind of shifts over to what looks like to be a cart and a guy that's under there. He's kind of, don't worry, buddy, we'll get you out. We just gotta find someone to help you, all right? We'll get you out in a second. Prog, you have listened to this idiot drooble on for the past, you want to say 5 hours, saying the same exact goddamn thing that you just want, you hope this cart kills you. How are you feeling in this moment as you're still stuck under this cart that's not even that heavy? It's really dumb why you're still here.
Jonah, if you do not shut the hell up, I am so over you. Is there anyone who is actually capable anywhere around me? Because I could use just a little bit of help. All I wanted to do was help my freaking horse, and now I'm stuck under whatever the hell this is.
With that, the camera shifts back all to you, and with that, you have full movement of your bodies. What do you want to do in this instance?
I think I ignore the obvious main quest in front of me, and I look at cyberfied Eden and Heaven. Why are we in a video game?
Did you get a new fucked up game for your Walkman or something? This is not a funny joke, Vic.
Okay, first off, they play music. And second off, did you not remember like 2 minutes ago getting put inside of a Rubik's Cube?
Okay, you guys can keep doing what you normally do. I'm going to figure that out.
Okay, whatever. Fine.
Wait, I don't want to be alone down here.
Then come on. We're gonna go.
I don't know how to. I'm left-handed. Basad doesn't work well for me.
Just like, look, okay. Hey, buddy, under this cart.
With that, you all approach and Prog, you hear this for the first time. There's people who talk normal and not all, fantasy-like. These are actual people, you think.
You're muted.
Just leave me alone. They're going to help us. I know who you are. Fucked up everything.
Huh?
No, yes, please. Hey, can you move this off of me?
Wait, are you talking? We fucked up I mean, that's unsurprising. Who fucked up what?
No, there's nothing to do with you. Just can you help?
Hi, brave adventurers. Thank you for coming to our aid. We were sorely in trouble, and we needed help from someone strong. But as you can see, I'm not very strong. As you see, this
I don't want him to finish his dialogue. I just like no, not him. I push the cart in hopes that it like speeds up this encounter.
Fantastic. You take the cart and just move it out the way. As you see, it just completely just disappears the minute you just push
I
it
think
off
you might
away
keep
strong enough.
repeating that since you didn't actually. You know what? Never mind.
Thank you, strong adventurers, for coming.
Oh, okay,
As you
great.
can see, I'm very weak, and again, I need someone really strong to push this cart. As he's facing the opposite direction, as he's not looking towards you, which is really weird. But you can see that he's just stuck in a loop.
Yeah.
Will someone please accept the quest? You stop talking. Told you.
Strong. I need someone really strong. Adventurers, are you willing to help me get a strong person?
I look to heaven.
Sure. I can help.
Fantastic. Thank you, adventurer. Oh, it looks like the cart's gone. Wow, you're really good at this. Hey, don't you think we should invite them to the tavern? It is the festival, by the way.
I look at Vic like, what?
This is like, you're the commander. They put you in a box, right?
Yes, sure, festival. That would be great.
Fantastic. My friend here will lead the way. I have to stay behind as I gotta go find Steve, that rascal little horse. As you see that he begins to just walk away.
We are not friends. I just want to make sure that I clarify that before I speak to any of you.
Yeah,
Not friends. That
Yeah, okay.
You're not an NPC?
Wait, you know what an NPC is?
Yeah.
Oh, thank my brothers, I guess, and sisters, my family.
No, I'm not gonna ask.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I'm good actually. Yeah.
I think I'm going to ask, actually. What do you mean by that?
This place is not real.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you killed them. I know you did. I don't need you to repeat it over and over again. Sorry. I've learned a lot in a very short period of time. I used to be one of them, and I'm not. Turns out I am. What plane are you from, I guess?
You sure you want to ask? Not you. You really want to ask this? Come on, Eden. Like, does this intrigue you?
Florida.
Yeah, that one.
Florida.
We usually call them states, though.
Somewhere on Terra?
Sure.
And by Terra, if you mean Earth, yes.
That is what you humanoids call it.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, great.
Are you sure you're not an NPC?
Yes.
Okay.
I was an NPC because someone tricked me and trapped me here.
Oh.
But I'm a god.
There it is. Okay. That was actually going to be my follow-up question.
You're a god?
Yes.
Eden. Oh, no.
You have to get me out of here.
I take
You are clearly not from this world. So you have to help me get out of here.
Eden is moving forward now.
Vic is moving backwards. Eden is moving forwards.
And heaven is standing still.
If one of you from the little party would love to roll a grasp keys for me to see, get a sense of where you are. As that's happening, Prog, you know that if you want things to move forward and probably a safer place, especially less cold, you should take him to town, to the tavern, to your office, where you, for the most part, do your business or are supposed to do your duties, but that's probably a better place to talk, especially that you're like screaming out here in a blizzard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'll listen. Humanoids. Drink. Yeah, you eat and drink.
We do.
Good. Fantastic. Perhaps with some humanoid libations, you will be more inclined to hear my plight.
Eden
Come,
turns
come.
to look at Heaven and Vic and kind of nods encouragingly. There's something bright in their face now.
Frog's already walking. Like, after he says, come, he's just like,
I just, like, under my breath,
they
but
tricked
loudly
you.
so that these two can hear me. Yeah, this guy's going to die.
I'm going to get back and I'm going to destroy you. You can't just live in my head. I promise you, I am going to make everything that you loved dead.
With that, who's
Wasn't
grasping
that
keys in this
pleasant?
scenario? Who wanted to roll? You know what? I think Heaven. Yeah, this is Heaven. Please roll. Grasp keys for me. For darkness tokens
I
before you
did. Do I add anything to it?
I'll say just because I didn't tell it before. I see darkness tokens, especially after your little conversation. I'll say 3 for the both of
Oh, yeah.
my lovely Vic and Heaven. So you do have 3 darkness tokens. You can add them now if you want because I was a little bit late on the ball, but you know how the most part they work. But you have 3 if you want to finagle with.
I'm gonna sprinkle 2 on top to make it a 10.
Oh, fantastic. A 10. With that, you uncover a key. Specifically, getting a vibe of the area, you almost, in a sense, get a headache as your nose starts to bleed, and you start to see a vision of a picture of you somewhere. It is like a workshop of some sense. There are wires everywhere, and you see a picture of you older with a family of some sort that's not your own. There's something here that's calling to you, but you snap out of it before you realize you're bleeding. With that, you all head into the town as Prague takes over, leading you all to what looks like to be your standard fantasy town. Walking through the sort of various forest nature of it, you see this luscious place with almost like a sign outside that says Nevermore in bright red letters. You can see there is an amalgamation of celebration happening here on the cobble streets of this very quaint, almost festive like snow. As you can see, there is a festival. People, villagers of various races and sort of elves and dwarves in your standard array of those standard fantasy tropes here, as they are seen to be setting up for some sort of festival. Specifically, you walk into the city square where you can see where most of the libations and the party is kind of going on. For Prague, you do notice that there's 2 ways to kind of get where you're going. One will require you probably to interact with a couple folks because of the game. The other one, you don't know, you haven't taken it, you hope it doesn't do like an instant, encounter where, if you walk and then you hit something and it starts something. So, one path is a little dangerous to go down, but the other one, is a little bit more safer. So I leave it up to you where you wish to take these folks knowing what's going on.
Frog believes that he is the creator of everything. And this is just some sort of trick that maybe he's imagined in his own mind. And so danger. What is danger? I make realities my own. So
Fantastic.
obviously going into a place where I have no worries. These are my spawn. Whether they believe it or not, they have come from generations of me creating worlds. They wouldn't be here though.
Indeed. And with that, you know that is to the right. So with that, you see that everybody kind of begins to move in this direction. So with that, you can use the ASW keys to move yourselves towards the right here. So with that, you all begin to sort of move in this general direction. And as you do notice that it's more of a shopkeep area that you're entering in, not necessarily, danger or whatnot. What's going through everyone's mind as you're kind of walking through this vestige of a place?
Eden is on one, I think. They're like walking right next to Prague, or as close as they can get, and they are going through like every single piece of information that they've ever read, ever picked up on, to try to figure out who exactly he is, right? They're trying to like look for a symbol that might jog some kind of memory from something that they've read somewhere before, trying to figure out, like, they said that they were a god. He said that he created everything. So they're like trying to figure out exactly who this is.
Do me a quick favor as you all continue walking. Roll just Unleash the Dark to see if you're able to pick up on anything. Or grasp a key. It's up to you. If you want information or if you want something a little bit more helpful for this, you can try to grasp a key. It's up to you.
I'll try to grasp a key.
All right.
Not that my dice have been kind to me tonight.
No, your dice.
Oh.
Have not.
Finally, an 8.
An 8.
So low still.
Picking up on a key, you notice that his energy isn't divine, but more alien in nature. As you can see, it has a similar essence to that of Misfoot's recent affliction.
I see.
It is maybe not what you were hoping for, but you don't know how it tastes like. You don't know what the palate's like here, so potential candidate. But for the most part, you notice that whatever happened here, something had to be really powerful to contain whoever this being is, even if they know what they are at the end of the day. As this place, as you can see, wipes people's minds. You see the various traders are just waiting. There's sort of exclamation points that are yellow on their head as they're just, waiting for somebody to come in and take their quest. You see also there's things no clipping through the walls, so you can see their cards for the most part. It's kind of in it. There's a horse that's upside down for some reason and just walking through the streets. Clearly, there's also something wrong in this system as well.
Mm-hmm. Eden is kind of like taking all of this in hungrily and then falls kind of back in step with heaven for a moment. And like does kind of a sidelong look over at Zim before saying kind of a little bit lower, "What's all this about Commander?"
I don't know. And I'm not being coy when I say this. I genuinely don't know. I did.
Well,
I saw a glimpse of the future. I think I had a family. I was older. It was not great.
It was not great.
I mean, for the situation, it wasn't great.
Right. Not the family thing. Never mind. Your nose is bleeding. Are you okay?
Yeah, that happened during the thing. I'm a lot right now. I'm not well, but who is? Did you see that over there?
Yeah, that horse is upside down. It's kind of unnerving. Horses should be right side up.
Nay. As you see, it's just hitting into a wall.
Something deep inside of me is telling that is deeply wrong, and I don't like it. Like some kind of exterior force is screaming.
I see. It is all deeply upsetting.
Hey, y'all want to try some of this? And I think Vic is eating a hamburger.
Vic, no. And Eden like goes to try to stop you from eating pixels.
Vic wants to know what it tastes like.
With that, as you're sort of getting yourselves oriented, Prog, you continue to leave these folks here. As you go up the stairs and towards the left here, as you are getting close to the tavern, the place where you do work, but there is a slight problem as you begin to continue to walk in sort of this direction. you start to notice that there is somebody waiting. Specifically, you see that there is somebody coming up. They seem to be in sort of orangish skin. They have this sort of almost regale of like of a higher society-esque kind of person. And your mind is sort of conflicting. You know this person in this world, but also you do slightly remember who this mortal was, as they have both the same name here, Jenny. Here they are the mayor of Nevermore, but they also were the mayor of Nevermore, and before whatever happened here that you can't really remember. You see they sort of approach, orange skin, maybe in about late 50s, very much has a demeanor of, oh God, she's coming, and most people kind of dive out the way. As you see, they come down the stairs, almost in disgust of like, yes, Prague, I see you have come to participate in the merrymaking.
I will do nothing of the sort.
Indeed. Who are these brave, strong adventurers you have brought to us?
People who will bring me my freedom.
Hello.
Back to my rightful power. You are
complete-
nothing. You are ones and zeros.
Hello, brave adventurers. My name is Jenny. I am the mayor of this town of Nevermore. Have you come to participate in the Queen's Festival?
Maybe.
Shall I regale you with the history of our little endeavor?
Yes, please.
I was going to say no, but okay.
With that, you see it cuts almost into a cutscene as you're still
Oh,
able to
no.
talk, and it just you
should not have done that.
Yeah,
you
come
can
on,
still talk and everything, but just like a cutscene of a beautiful land. As you see, there is a warrior there on what looks like to be on a mountain. You really can't see anything as it's sort of like the back shadow of it. And with that, you can see long ago, this place was under the attack of demons. As you see sort of fire coming down from the sky, pixels, pew, pew, pew. You see that it was a dark time for our town, but luckily we had the Queen Tennyson, as you see a picture of almost like a tiefling, as they have the sort of horns on the sides, blue skin, but their face is kind of covered in armor, as they charge with fiery wings and a great sword, as they charge into the thick of it. The Queen fought many battles for us, and saved the village from a terrible demon several years ago. But their sacrifice came at a great cost to their health. As you see almost like a flash game kind of slice that goes through their chest before it kind of it sort of pans down to a bed as it's this person still having the armor on, but sort of a light coming down on them, healing them, very much like an Odin sleep kind of deal. With that, she sleeps with most of the time, coming out on a monthly-to-monthly basis to greet her villagers, but it has been some time since she last saw us. But we have made it a yearly event, nevertheless. If you do wish to wait, her sons, Keldrick and Hector, are coming into town to take offerings and to give the Queen's blessings, and for you, Eden, something snaps in your mind. The minute you see this individual called Hector, you begin to remember this person. Towards the end of the first season, when you went ballistic, there was an individual that tried to shoot you down with, from what you can remember or describe in yourself, a space laser. But then, that didn't work and you just exploded them. But somehow, for some reason, this Hector character has the same face. Still, fantasy up a bit as, blue skin, the horns as well. But for some reason, this individual is here. Before the cutscene cuts out. We hope you will find our town quite lovely, and we do suggest you join us for the festivities. I shall leave it to you, Prague, and please make sure to pay the city taxes. You are indeficit, to put it kindly. As you see,
I'm
they
going
begin
to destroy this world. You all are unworthy.
as they begin to walk away. With that, is there anything we wish to say or do before we go into the tavern?
Prague, was it? You got a pretty rancid energy radiating off you. Got something you want to get off your chest, or
What does that even mean?
you're weird, and I want to know what that's about.
Because I'm not an NPC?
Yeah, but like you're at like a 12. The NPCs are at like a 3. We're at like a 7. That's like a margin of 5. It's still pretty big.
I know what lives in your heart, human.
Okay. I'm not a human. I don't know why I have to keep explaining that to people.
You're a mutated version of a creature that I created. You're known as humans in the places I've been.
You've got a really big god complex going on, and I kind of respect that.
It's not a complex. I create universes.
And you're stuck in a video game with me, so seems pretty equal right now.
Which is why I will apologize, as I need your help to get out of here.
Okay. All right. Well, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Vicious. I feel like we haven't done that yet. You've been prattling on about murder or something really Judas
No
Iscariot vibes.
murder. This place is not real. How do you murder something that doesn't truly exist? They don't have lives. They don't have sentience.
Not with
No,
that
but you were
attitude.
talking about something in proximity of someone, and it was quite concerning.
You need not be concerned. Your lives are not in danger. At least not from me. Heaven, was it?
Well,
There it is.
yes.
Yes, of course I know. And Eden, let me see. You all are here from some other world. You've been brought here by some people attempting to hurt a friend. Blah, blah, blah. They made me name the horses after them. Avengers. It's nonsense. We're stuck in a game. I don't know whose game, or how they created it. But you are the gateway out. That I know.
And how exactly do you know that?
Did you miss the whole God, creator of universes?
Right. So since we are your gateway out, once we help you get out, say a little us a favor.
Define favor.
Open to interpretation. We help you, you help us.
Yes. Easy.
Good. Easy. Then let's get
I
ourselves out of this
told
game.
you.
Oh, there we go again.
Just because you've destroyed them, that does not mean you can destroy me.
I like that attitude. Yeah. No, that's good. Keep that energy. Proc. And I think Vic is like finishing the pixelated hamburger.
Do you know what it's like to have your family destroyed? Everything that you know.
Actually, yes.
That is unfortunate.
Why did you ask? I
Finally,
thought
we
were
have
about to
something in
relate.
common.
I have seen worlds taken over, universes, things beyond mortal existence. I could regale you with tales that would break your minds. That is inconsequential here.
Okay.
For now, let us work on the same foot and work as if we are allies, if not friends.
All right. I was just gonna point out that, you know, we were giving off the God complex vibes, complex or not. Who puts you in a video game, bestie? If
This
you're
is beyond my ken. If I knew, I would.
You
We need
are
to find out.
having this conversation. You see immediately, as since you've been a little bit too idle here, that a
no,
screen goes instance changing. 9, 4, 2, as you all get transported into the tavern. And I think this is a good spot to take a quick little break here as we all get transferred into a new instance. So please take a quick break as the pause menu is up. Get those health potions, make sure those vitals are up, and we'll be right back. See you soon.
We're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a very strange episode of the Mythic Initiative, which is saying a lot. But with that, let's get back into it as the instance clears into what looks like to be the back of a tavern. Specifically, you find yourself in a combination of breads and pies and meads and a really weird cat that's just big eyes looking at you and just doesn't say anything. Prague, you know this to be the chef, and even when you are an NPC, it still freak you out a bit, as they don't say anything and just stare. As they just go back to cooking.
Don't bother.
Fantastic. As you guys can hear on the other side, what looks like to be the amalgamation of the tavern again.
Nick is seeing how much shit she can pick up.
Do you like put an entire box in your
Loading
pockets?
screens.
Yeah.
Vic, I think you really need to be careful with that.
What do you mean? Come on, it's a video game.
We're not going to be in the video game. See, you're breaking it.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll put it down. All right. Anyway,
And besides, one of those guys, and they kind of like lean into Heaven and Vic in this moment. The Hector, Prince Hector.
Yeah.
I remember him from the real world.
Oh shit, are we in hell?
That would make sense.
Yeah, Misfit's
Okay.
not here.
Whose hell is it? Oh shit. What if
I
it's a
think it's
different
my
hell?
hell.
It might be.
All right, your hell is a video game. That's good to know.
Yeah, with you.
That's so sweet, so intimate.
Did something happen?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting you to
And it's
answer,
something
honestly.
not happening.
Why would you not expect me to answer honest? I rarely lie.
I live in a dream world of my own creation, Vic.
Okay, that's fair. That has nothing to do with me.
They wish to be intimately intertwined, but their humanoid emotions get in the way.
To be clear, my emotions are doing just fine. Update your God records, Prague.
Please.
No, there's no one in your group whose emotions are doing just fine.
You know what? I see to that. Okay. Anyway, what's his name? Anthony. Yo, Anthony.
It just stares right back. As you see, the system is kind of glitching out ever so slightly, as it's like, you're stuck in here, you should be able to, but it's just being weird. Everything is just being weird. And I think in this moment, if you'd be so kind, as the system is glitching out, I think it's an opportunity for you to grasp keys.
I
There
can't
we
do
go.
math. I didn't fucking succeed. I should have added some darkness tokens.
What did you get?
Bestie.
I got a 6.
A 6. With that, you find more than you were waiting for.
What the fuck?
I will allow you to get a key, but if doing so, you will alert the system that's here that there's a presence that's aware of what they are.
Look, you know I gotta choose that option.
Fantastic. With that, you immediately reorientate yourself. And in doing so, you open the eyes of Vicious, who opens your eyes, as you see what looks like to be what this crazy god has been shouting for the past, you don't know, hour. It is a world of ones and zeros.
Oh.
And various codes and natures, everything is coded, and you start to see there is an entryway that is towards the sort of bar area of this place. But in doing so, you immediately see something as 3 individuals from behind you pop up, as it is almost like magic to everyone seeing this. But for everyone, for you especially, you can see it's almost like code of a system. as you see 3 individuals appear. One seems to be a wolf that's sort of made out of ice and white fur, growling as it sort of comes through. The other one seems to be of a blue tiefling, timid and shy in nature, maybe early 20s, wearing what looks like to be a cloak of, you can think maybe of a royal nature, because it looks more pristine in that sense. And the other one you can see is just a cladded armor individual that sort of just walks in menacingly as he pushes the table towards the side. And you see the person, not knowing who did this, kind of look around and kind of go, Hector, did you notice something here? The sort of individual in the armor doesn't respond. How about you? You look that way, I look this way. I noticed there's something weird with the system, but maybe it's just my brain going.
Oh no.
They're going to start searching, so what do you guys want to do in this instance?
Yeah.
You do notice there is a back door that's open behind them that could lead you maybe to go wherever you want in the system. But at the moment, they're starting to disperse and look.
Vic takes a very awkward seat. Yeah, so did you hear about the ice wolves up in the mountains that we should be talking about?
Eden rolls their eyes so hard that the pupils almost don't come back. I wish someone big and strong, a big, strong adventurer, were here to help us.
You see they kind of look towards you guys, this sort of scrawnier individual kind of go, oh, no, that's right. Kind of proceeds to move forward. What are we doing? As he kind of just, almost in a sense of very much invading your privacy, as he's kind of like touches your face, double checks just the arms to see if anything glitches, and goes, there's nothing here, and then kind of moves forward into the tavern, doing the same thing to other individuals.
Prague walks right up to Heaven and whispers in their ear and goes, kill them or run. Clearly you lead these peasants.
And they just contain themselves because they don't need the satisfaction right now. And slowly just inch, figurative and literal, bit by bit to that door.
I think very curiously, I think I'm gonna to unleash the dark, as I think you're kind of doing like a very much, group kind of stealth thing of just like, especially given your powers, of just like, let's just be quiet here and just do.
Just a little bebop.
I'm scurry.
You want one from all of us?
Just from Heaven here, because they're just kind of leading the charge here.
Okay,
so.
I'm gonna use my other darkness token and just give this a little shake.
Token.
Oh god.
It's good because I rolled a fucking 11. What did you roll?
No.
Oh no.
Look, I rolled
3.
11. No.
3.
Neither.
I think with that in mind, as you're you see the individual in that clad armor
They got
immediately
your
kind of
ass.
notice you and immediately go up to you, Heaven, as you all see this hulking figure
Ooh.
looking dead at you, Heaven. And I think it looks at you, and you can see there's almost something flashing behind their eyes before you see a pair of similar like wings pop up from behind their back of your wings and immediately punches you in the gut as you go flying across the wall there. As you all see, you get a condition there. As you see the individual kind of, you see the scrawnier fellow go, found you. I can't believe I actually fell for that. Stupid. Look, I don't know if your program's faulty or if you need a rerun, but don't worry about it. I'm just gonna need you all to just chill out, and I'm just gonna reboot the system. And you see, he kind of pulls out his gauntlet. It looks like he's about to reboot everything, which may not be good for all of you here, as it may make you stuck in here, and you may act
Absolute
like these
fuck
people.
not.
Question.
I want it. Go ahead.
Yes, Prague.
Could I, like, how does ruin moves work?
So rune moves are kind of like more powerful moves that you get rune from. They're usually more powerful, and they have a bit more of a hit and miss kind of thing in terms of like if it hits really good, and if it misses, it misses really bad. So it's neither good or bad. It's just they're more beefier moves. So what do you want to do here?
I want to do something potentially wild.
Please.
My ruin move is called Reaching Beyond Time and Space. You once had friends who stood and fought with you long ago in the light of better days. They were powerful, brave, and full of hope. They loved you enough to promise that oblivion could not hold them forever. Calling them, it comes at great cost to you. Basically, in this power, it reads like they come through me through time or space, and they can basically help me by fucking with time.
Fantastic. Do you have to roll anything, or is it just simply you pick it up? I think you may. We double check it there. What does it say in terms of? Does it say you have to roll anything?
You may mark one ruin.
If it says mark one ruin, then I think you may be fine. What was it
Yeah,
again?
it
The
does this-
name of it?
Reaching Beyond Time and Space.
Gotcha. Trying to.
Wild.
Yeah, reach beyond. Yep, you don't have to. You just mark ruin. So with that, fantastic. With that, as you kind of, how do you call your friends from time and space to come and stop this individual before they do something that will reset you back to your idiotic mortal state?
So I don't imagine this is going to get me out of here, but this is going to get us out of this situation. And essentially, I call another one of my celestial brethren. Before the time when Null has destroyed them all and infected my brain and is joined with me, to come back and just reshape this reality just a bit. Turn things back just a bit. Just to touch it with a little bit of light and power to show that reality truly is ours. We just allowed people for the pleasure of the entertainment.
Fantastic. And I think it does it in a very momentous way. As you see, he's about to press the button to reboot. You see the ground begin to shake, and you see the roof of this place comes off as a large metal hand gets thrown off, as you see a gigantic figure taller than maybe a skyscraper come up and immediately just grab the individual trying to reboot as they begin to go off. You see the Hector, or that large metal figure that was there, or sort of the bulky bodyguard, begins to sort of give chase, following suit using Heaven's wings, as it's bought you time and the door is open behind you to travel through. So I leave it up to you what to do, as you just hear doo, doo, doo. He's just the individual, the scrawny guy, he's just like, ah! As he's just running away. There's a whole fight going on there, so you have a distraction.
We should move.
Inhabitants gone. In that direction, at least.
Eden is like laid out on the ground. Like they were standing, but then when the roof got torn off, they're like sitting there looking up in complete and utter awe. And then their eyes come down to Prague and focus in that Eden way that they do, that is like so deeply hungry for something. And like, not a smile, but there's like a twist of intention in their face as they like push themselves up, look to Vic and make sure that she's coming before they head through the door.
Appreciation, Zegrub.
You were muted, CJ.
I think Vic just kind of looks up Prague, looks at Eden, and just walks through the door very nonchalantly. That went from whelmed to a little bit of overwhelmed.
With that, you all traveled through this back door, and it's very different. It is almost like, especially for the 80s, most computers are green in nature and sort of that standard array of line of just traveling back and forth from place to place. But as you kind of enter through, you can see what looks like to be a culmination of the entirety of this place. You can see it's got different levels of like 1 to 4, 5 to 9, all the way to 20. As you see, it's very much video game from start to end. And you can see that if you were going the traditional path, there's a lot of bullshit you would go through. So luckily, you got into the back door. And primarily, you can see this all leads to one place, and one place only, as it leads to the Queen's Palace. But before you get to that final level, you do also notice that there is just labeled on a reference map on the side what looks like to be Dev Room. As you can see, it's just a small little place at the corner of the map, maybe a little bit out before any terrain, as it seems that maybe that is where this place is made. So I leave it up to you in terms of how do you wish to approach this here.
I've cleaned up your mess, Heaven.
This is too much of a situation to be. And thank you. Thank you, Prague. Thank you.
You're welcome. I do not know of this place. A dev room.
It's the place where they, make edits to the game. It's like other people with god complexes working on their little worlds.
We should
World
destroy
builders. Now why would you want to destroy other people with god complexes, Prague?
Because they have trapped me here.
Okay, I understand where that's coming from. Yeah, you go in there. We'll go see the big weird surprise in the Ice Queen's chamber. Personally, I think it's going to be Heaven's face.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. It feels right. That thing had Heaven's wings. So, what if they're just stealing essences of Heaven?
Maybe we can just make this easier for everyone. I can go with Prague to the dev room, and you and Eden can go to the Queen.
Okay, so if she has your face, what am I supposed to do? Do I stab her in the heart or
Kill the NPCs.
okay? Wait, are you actually telling me to do that or?
They are not real creatures. Destroy them.
Perfect. I don't have to see. Prague, if you would like to lead the way.
Excellent leadership. Let us go.
Heaven. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm quite sure.
Then I trust you.
Oh. Okay, now I'm maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Let's go.
No.
Let's,
Yeah. All right.
let's go.
You stick with it. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Fantastic. As you are traveling, we kind of split up for the sake of this. We'll go set piece by set piece. Starting off with Prague and Heaven. You walk through maybe a couple minutes as you guys have to kind of depart. You still can get a sense of where everyone is, but as you do come out the other side, you begin to see something that is strange in nature, or beginning to make more sense of okay, yeah, this is why it's called a dev room. There we go. As you can see that there is almost like a combination of wires. Walking in, you can see that half of this place is maybe finished, as it seems like it's currently being used to build maybe a workshop level or an infrastructure of some sort. As you see, there is a sort of large yellow crystal in the middle of this room. As an individual is kind of tinkering, you can see they kind of search through everything, kind of maybe pull out a chair, see if it fits the scenery. If not, toss it back in. The individual you see specifically has very large, bright, curious green eyes. Their hair is braided up, and they seem to be more programmy than an actual NPC, as they are just simply doing their job. You see, they have sort of an engineer's like kind of garb on them as they're sort of going through in and out and seeing what best fits the aesthetic at this place, as they haven't noticed you yet, as they are currently trying to see what best type of chair matches with this bench that they have. Clearly something fits, but they can't get their finger on it.
I'll destroy them. It's fine. This is a situation where I am in agreement with you. You can't take the entire world, but you can take this one. Heaven, why do you not lead with a firmer hand? Is it because your sibling, your love for them?
I used to, and it's not worth it. I tried. I genuinely tried, and I cannot take it.
What do you need to embrace the power that you hold?
Look, Prague, we can have this conversation after we're out of here. Right now, I just want
After I am
get
out of here, I will reshape the planet that you live upon to be what you wish. You have helped me, and I owe you a favor.
See, I'm glad it's me and not Eden in this situation, because oh God. No, I don't need that. I just need to let the earth, Terra, what have you, be as it is.
You truly want that? Your people will eventually destroy each other. That is what you do.
Well, they're not necessarily... well, I guess I'll have to go through it.
What do you feel about that?
Look, Prague. Well, I am death to a degree. In my lineage, there is the angel of death.
Of course, there's many of them throughout various worlds and universes.
I haven't had time to think about death. I see it all the time, and not in a melodramatic sense. It's just that we are destructive beings. So
then you must consider
it won't surprise me when we tear each other
apart.
apart.
It happens to your family, your friends, your loved ones. I've seen it happen. The creature that did it lives here. And he tinks at the helmet. There's no eyes. You just tink, 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 tink. It does not leave me. It speaks to me constantly of what he has done to destroy them all. That which tore the digital roof off of that building was me calling back to a sibling who has been dead for millennia. You must consider death and the consequences that it has on you and the people you care about. Because when it comes, it will be much harsher sentence then.
Prague, I'm trying my hardest to not understand you, to not be you. Okay? I have desires. I have things that I would change, but I know fundamentally that would be wrong to take away anyone's or anything's free will, even if you think it's for the better.
And you are a fool. And you will die as one.
Great. Fantastic.
You just hear do 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 do. As you see, they're just
fool, release me.
you see they kind of begin to go behind the crystal itself out of complete fear of just trying to hide. There is no one here. You will not find anyone. This is a dream. Yes, a dream. You are not here. Please leave.
Do you know that dreams can die?
Yeah.
How
Oh,
many
as
of
you
yours have died?
you see that they begin to creep over to the side. Commander Heaven, is that you?
They know of you.
I don't know.
Yes, we will use them as
Yes.
we need to. Calm down.
I am perfectly calm.
Commander, is everything all right?
Yes.
It's been
No,
quite
talking
I
to
seem
you.
to have made a miscalculation of some.
so
Please, Prog, if I may talk to my subordinate.
Yes.
Thank
would you
you.
allow me to? Do you need a refresher? I know you always love that information. Intel is key in a rebellion.
Actually, I need to collect my comrades and we need to leave. I've done my business here and I'm getting a little agitated.
Understandable, but I will say most of Heaven's devils aren't here. I mean, you do have the few that did stay behind to do a little bit of maintenance here, but Keldrick and, Fatima are not here, and Alva is still healing. The time machine is also not working, so I do not know if you intend to return back to 2000, but I will say I can try my best.
I want more than your best. I want you to complete my task. Please.
Well, that is a bit hard. You never really got the chance to give it to me. I was taken away from the compound before you were able to import exactly what my prerogative was.
I'm just hearing excuses when there shouldn't be.
I am simply an AI. Query is my nature. And my name, but, you know.
Well, Query, I don't want to lose my temper or patience with you. If there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. But until then, I'm at a loss.
Understandable. When you are taking on Zarathians, it does tend to be stressful. I will try to find the quickest route to the Queen's Castle, so maybe you can go talk with your fellow members of the rebellion and get a real, stronghold on this whole thing.
Destroy this
Thank you,
peon.
Query.
Peon is a word used in the English language, right? But I would not say about over 1,000 terabytes of knowledge is a peon, but that's just my little understanding, my little prerogative of just saying.
Query, you are bantering and you should just be redirecting us to the castle, please.
Yes, I will do so right away. You see they begin to merely just destroy everything around and just begin to, you see, almost like make a bridge out of nothing as they begin to try to do that fastest. I think this is opportunity here for you, Heaven, if you want to grasp another key, as there's some stuff here that may or may not help understand what's going on.
Before I do, don't I get some darkness tokens for treating like someone is beneath me?
You know what? Yeah, I think this is pretty mild, though. I would say 2. You get 2. There's a little bit of a
Okay,
mild.
yeah.
Because this seems like a little bit
I'll use those
forced
two.
rather than, yeah. So,
You're being too
use those
soft.
2.
Yeah.
Prague was
Yeah.
trying to get more out of you.
Be harder.
Fuck him up.
See, your mother was a microwave.
Ooh.
You belong
That
in a
is a
refrigerator.
9.
A 9, fantastic. You grasp another key, and you see the picture that you saw before. You look upon it, and it is a strange sight to you, as it is you, but it's weird to describe. You see, it's an older version of you, maybe mid 50s, maybe late 40s. You're currently in, you don't know what to describe it as the fashion side or anything of the 80s, but you seem to be in a jean jacket that's sort of just smiling as you have your hand over what looks like to be sort of a light brown skinned individual, woman, hair luscious, kind of going off to the side, and you can see what looks like to be 3 kids, almost like an ascending from like youngest is maybe like 6, the sort of middle child is maybe somewhere around 13, 14, and the older child seems to be maybe leaning towards the 18 age. They're getting to adulthood. And it seems to be a sunny day, maybe somewhere on a bay of some sorts as you're just chilling with them. It's weird. It's just, you can see date written seems to be somewhere called Yatis. It seems to be maybe the summer of maybe 92, maybe you think either 2 or 7. It's hard to read. Kind of weird. What's going through your head as you kind of see this picture? And it is faded. It isn't like new. It's almost like a postcard, but you can see it's very faded. There's a lot of dried blood and a lot of ash. Like it was like pulled out of a fire a lot.
Oh, great. I was trying to think of my kids' names. Jeez. Uh, oh, boy. So confused. Just, I think the more grim this vision becomes, the more they like try to pull out of it. But when they can't, they just let it ride.
I think the most troubling thing out of everything in this picture is that you're smiling, and it's a genuine smile. You know when you fake stuff or when you have to put on a face. You've done it for years when you were under the curators. But this heaven, whoever's in this picture, is genuinely happy in this moment, as well as everyone else. And I think that is one of the more disturbing things about this, as this heaven achieved happiness. And I think as a bridge is being constructed and as you're getting oriented, the rest of my little troop here begin to make their way towards this castle. Now, as you are going through, you go through the back route, so it's a little bit easier for you. But as you're kind of going through, you can see the sort of the hollow-est part of this seems to be very, in terms of like looking through a window. And you can see what looks like to be a fantastical ice palace. You can see that it is made completely from the sort of ice that is on this mountain here. And it seems to be in a very solitude state. You see there's a number of what looks like to be golems or guards. But for the most part, it is a place of wonder that just makes your mind run wild with ideas as magic winds fall up, and it is splendor in every way you describe the word. As you enter inside, it becomes slightly different. While it is still of a magical or regalic kind of area here, you can also see that there's a number of wires that seems to be all over the place. Almost like if somebody was trying to modernize this place and trying to get electrical in here, you can see what looks like to be that sort of same idea of it. As you see, it's all running up the stairs. And as you follow it, you do get to what looks like to be a door of some sorts. Maybe more of like a private quarters or like a west wing. As that is happening, you do also see, just because of the way you're entering, Heaven and Prog are coming on the way there. But is there anything you want to discuss among yourselves before everybody kind of reconvenes?
I hear your boyfriend is worshiping your sibling.
Please don't start with me right now.
I'm not trying to start with you. I'm being so direct right now.
And what am I supposed to do about it, Vic?
I don't know. What do you want to do about it? I'm sure that doesn't sound like. I mean, look, I know you two are weird and intense, but I don't. It doesn't seem like Misfit is supposed to be doing that. And I don't mean like in the way of like you give Misfit direct, like, well, look, you two are weird, but I think that's weird in a way that I think I am supposed to say something about, you know?
I know. I Misfit made his choice.
Yeah, and I think he should probably be talking about it with a therapist and not treating your sibling as the next Prog.
What if she is the next Prog?
I don't know. Then, yeehaw, my ex is God.
Is that really all you feel about it? And yes, I am trying very hard to deflect, so play along, please.
Yes, I will. I got into an argument with dearest God complex.
You know, you don't have to call her dearest anymore.
Yeah,
You still
it's
do it.
easy. I still do. It's fun. Means something. I say it in the hopes that Zira understands that I care. You know? I didn't just say it because we were dating. And I'm not just going to stop saying it because we're exes. I mean, like, unless Heaven really wants me to stop saying it, then of course I'll stop. But, like, I mean, that's why I yelled earlier. You probably heard it. You weren't that far. I was mad because she just keeps pushing and pushing away. And look, I don't claim to be anyone's fucking joy. I've got a lot of shit going on with me, like all the time. Half of it's you all. But I don't need to be Heaven's happiness. I would just fucking prefer if we were real with each other, you know? And it makes me really upset when we're not.
I know. When Tyr died, I think something inside of Misfit broke in a really real way. And I don't think we've been able to be real with each other either since then.
Yeah.
So I get it.
You ever think about how we all just keep trying to do things for each other that no one's asking for? Instead of just, I don't know, being there.
Doesn't it feel like being there isn't quite enough?
Well, you were there for me,
Please don't remind me.
and I made it out just fine. I was there for heaven, and well, there are times when I was there, and there were times when I did things. And you know what? Heaven's a Nephilim now, and I'm all right. Y'all are still here. That's enough. I mean, for me, it's enough. But I think trying to bring back the dead is a little much. You know?
And Eden just kind of like rubs their face for a minute. I think that might be my problem. Maybe it's our problem. You say you're here. You're right. It's enough. Is it? Is it really? Because sometimes I wake up and I feel like I could tear down the sun if it would make just one of you even a little bit happier. Of course, nobody fucking wants that. Everybody wants the sun to still be there in the morning, and they get really upset when I've fucked up the entire solar system because, Eden, you can't kill the sun. But that's the way I love. Violently, loudly, irresponsibly. I'm trying, but I think it's a little too late at this point.
As someone that eats literally everything they've ever cared about, maybe try taking a nibble or a star before you try to swallow the sun. It's prettier that way.
But it's a lot less satisfying, isn't it?
I think you'd be satisfied. Look, call me the underachiever. I think you'll be satisfied with a star and the people you love.
And Eden kind of like taps Vic's like collarbone a little bit, just like twice. I thought we already had this discussion, Vicious. I'm never satisfied.
Yeah. Well, fucking start when you get your partner back. And I think like Vic just kind of looks to the two of them as they're coming down from the sky on a bridge.
And you know what? I hope you do too.
Oh, I don't. I got a lot of stuff. I don't know if I want that one back.
Then why were you talking to me about how much you still love them for the last 15 minutes?
Yeah. And I think they tap you back. We both know I'm not satisfied either. Lover boy.
Don't even start with me. And Eden kind of like walks to the bottom of the stairs to wait for Prague in heaven.
Yeah,
fantastic. As you all kind of come out at the same time, you see they have this sort of weird looking, very very skinny-ish but tall program of some sorts as they kind of come in. Oh, hello, I'm Query. It is a pleasure to meet you. This way, everyone. As you see they walk out, you come into this sort of royal corridor as they begin to walk in to the Queen's chambers. Is everyone ready?
Prague looks at heaven and just armor goes up to heaven and goes, "You have been judged, and I deem you worthy.
Thank you.
I've seen what you've seen.
Prague.
You deserve that happiness."
Oh, great. I thought that was personal. Like it's not. Thank you, Prague. And they walk forward.
With that, as the query kind of begins to lead you all in, you walk into a very strange room. As you see what looks like to be multiple runes that are currently surrounding an individual that hard to say. As you begin to walk in, you start to notice that the video begins to just fade away as everything becomes less fantastical and just more normal. With that, you see what looks like to be not this fantastical bed of some sorts, but rather a hospital bed. You see an IVs dripping. You see that it's very much almost like an all-white room, just completely endless, never-ending, except for this little area that has this sort of simulated sunlight, and you see the individual, Heaven, is that sort of same individual that was on the picture. That is much older, much more gaunt. As you see, whatever affliction that they have, they are dying. And what is dripping in here is something of more of a maybe divine nature, something glowing. It's not necessarily a normal IV, as they are currently sleeping. And the individual that you see there is none other than Fatima. As you see sort of the same brown-skinned individual that currently reading them a book from a story. Specifically, you can see Count of Monte Cristo is currently being read at the moment, maybe about halfway through, until they stop in astonishment, close the book, and there is a real concern on their face as they close the book and put it to the side. You see they have the weapons, you can see it's kind of on the other side of the room, but they still, almost like one of their eyes glowing bright purple in reaction as they gotta go, what the fuck are you doing here?
I don't know what's going on. Look, we were trying to leave, and I don't think, I feel like I should apologize first for whoever I am in the future. But I don't know what I did.
Oh, do you really want to know what you did? As you see, they kind of get off the side, get as close as the face as they possibly can, as they point a finger towards you. You really want to know what happens?
Maybe I can change things if I can.
If I hadn't heard that bullshit every 5 minutes, we were this close to dying. Because of you and your little rebellion.
Please just regale me. You know who I am.
Fine. You know what? Fine. I'm happy most of you are here. I don't know how the fuck you got here. But you know what? Let me show you the future of your works. As you see, they control the area and all the white disappears until it is pitch black. And soon it becomes bright. Not from a light source of a sun, but rather of a weapon so powerful enough that it blows a mushroom cloud behind you. And as the sort of dust, purple in nature, covers over your face, you hear the distant sounds of lasers and rifles going off, and what looks like to be a city, can't really tell, in ash and ruin. And then you see yourself, older, arm replaced with something more metal or cybernetic in nature. Eye is missing, so you look a little bit more Odin's son than divine angel, as you are just reaving your way through wave after wave of what looks like to be robots of some nature trying to get a grasp on you. As you see, you are surrounded by several other individuals with their body mostly changed to sort of fight off whatever this is. And then they look to you. This is the future. See, give it another 2 decades, and some aliens from some distant fucking planet that you call Aries somehow come back and kill us all, for the most part. Or, as they like to say, assimilate. They took over most of the world, but the places they couldn't assimilate, they blew to absolute hell. And they did that with the help of the Mythics. As it's just various shadowy energies of both Eden, Vic, and Misfoot leading as commanders, conquering any who don't abide by the rules of whoever this figure in the background is. You can't see it, but they seem to be alien in nature. They were all affected by something, except for you. How lucky. And you're, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, valor, you wanted to fight back. And you did. You did. You fought back for various decades, and we had to participate in that fight. And you did what you did. You see they have to stop themselves. As you start to see that whatever they have showing that they are a normal person begins to fade, as you see there is nothing organic about Fatima, as that is just a magical facade that they're able to keep, as they are more machine than person, as most of their body has been, you don't even know what to say in terms of upgrading, but in the sense of changed to be more of a weapon than a person. You turned me into this freak of nature. You know, the funniest thing is, you would go endlessly on and on and on about how you were going to be different than Naomi, and then in the fucking end, you turn out to be exactly like her. It's fucking astonishing, really. As you see, they have to, as they try to put the sort of facade back on. Well, my mother was one of the, commanders in your little army. And while I was getting transformed into this freak of nature, you sent them out to go try to find something to win this little war of yours. But guess what? You got what you wanted, but it was at the cost of my mother's life. So you decided to send them off. You didn't provide any backup. They were the distraction, and you knew it. You knew that they would go in and they would die, and they did die, because that's what you do. You lie, because that's what you are. You're a fucking liar, and that's all you do. And they died. And you know what? Me and my brothers, we weren't going to accept that. So we took a little machine, rescued our mother, and tried to go as far away as we could from you and your little war. But some reason, you keep coming back into our lives, and then, not to mention, Eden killed. Eden killed Hector. In the most gruesome of ways. And you did nothing. You talk of all your valor, your virtue, and you trying to be a good person, and you just stood aside while your sibling, the chaotic being that they are, imploded my brother. I tried to rescue them. I gave them a weapon, so, in case of emergency, and I felt it, and I couldn't get there in time. I watched as he was burst like a balloon. It was... You know what that does to a person? As they wait for a response, and kind of you not answering, why didn't you speak? Isn't that what you're good at? Gaining followers? You pushes you. You leader.
Fatima, I'm not that heaven. I I'm sorry. If you forgive me, if you can let us go, I won't become that person.
Oh, please. I thought Misfits thing was the devil of lies.
I don't know how to prove it to you.
Doesn't matter. You see, they kind of go to their mother's hand. We escaped to the 70s, and we left and lived a good life until, sadly, she developed the one thing that gets everyone in the end. Started in the lungs and traveled fast. Chemicals from the war, it took a toll on our body, and well, there's no cure, so my brother, being smart, he made this little place so she could live out her days peacefully. He thinks he can cure her if he, consumes more of the area around where we lived. But I'm guessing since you're here, you want to escape.
I do.
You see the kind of maneuver, and I think I'm gonna let Prague, you notice this without rolling anything. You know, this whole time they have been speaking the truth, but they've been positioning themselves as they've been walking over towards their weapons. Well, sadly, I can't let you do that. If you leave, system goes off. System goes off. My mother dies. And I'm not gonna risk her life over the life of pathetic monsters. And also, the half-wit of a god.
You will have to kill them. They're
They
not
did-
real.
No, no. Okay, you can't try that one again, Prague. They got your ass in this cube. Fatima?
Yeah?
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if you were listening. You were going on for a while. Okay, first off, fuck you. Second off, you do have points. Third of all, do you realize that you're working for the person that probably took over us in your fucked up future?
Last time I checked, they weren't the one invading the streets of Earth. That was you idiots. Oh,
No. You and your, what are those shits called? A-holes injected us with the shit that definitely allows mom to take over us for your fucked up future.
look, it doesn't. I don't really
Yes.
care, to be honest, because
No.
we
What?
have a time machine. All right? We're
What do you
trying
mean
to
you have a-
power it up, and we can just run away, because
That's not how
the
that
last
works.
thing.
No. I get that you're Heaven's fucking kid. That's not how this fucking works. Oh my god. You're literally helping ruin your own future right now. I get that your parent, Heaven sucks. Heaven probably sucks in the future because they don't think that they deserve any love or goddamn happiness and won't give themselves anything, even when they have it in front of them.
I strangely agree with Vic.
I make points. Look, I can't speak for whatever the fuck's going on there. I'm genuinely very sorry about your mom. There's not even a butt coming. Maybe
Eden is definitely capable of killing Hector as well.
Okay, yeah.
I
No,
didn't know.
that's-
It's
I don't know. You're the last person. You never know anything. You were the least person I was surprised. You probably joined the enemy side just for the enjoyment of killing everything. Always wanted to test your limits. Always wanting to be a god. It's your thing.
Heaven, your kid has a serious attitude problem.
You want to kill me too. So
Wait,
it's fine.
wait. Back it up. Your kid?
What?
Whose kid?
What? You.
You see, they kind of break down. No, Heaven's not my mother. Ill.
Okay, that's fine. All right, I'm with you. Go on. What are you? Who are you?
It's my godmother. You know, someone. How do I explain this? My mother was Mimi. And then, later on they found us and, they just became, the fun auntie that came around. But it doesn't matter.
Wait,
It's just.
Wait, this
hold on.
isn't even your child. Kill them
You
all.
gotta stop. You gotta stop doing that. Wait, Mimi is dead here.
We're wasting
Not
so much time.
really, it's a long
What do you
story.
mean,
But
not really? It's a
Hey,
long story.
MC,
yeah.
I hate to ruin this moment, but I
Ruin
have
it.
to ruin this moment.
Yes.
I would like to use Call Me Master.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
So what do you do in this instance as any sense of like maybe I should hold back goes, nope, out the door. What are you all doing in this instance?
I think through this video game, as reality is flickering and whatnot, you see just a seam of Heaven's face crack for that miserable brilliance in their face. And when you declare how you memorize on-looking NPCs with your faded power, spend darkness tokens and roll. So they're just so pissed off and so much emotions. Their original form is slowly crawling back. And whoop-de-doo. I don't think I get any darkness tokens from that conversation, but
Not really, because you're too,
it's fine because that's a 9. On an 8 to 10, you have claimed new worshippers. Choose 2. Gosh, I think I'm gonna go with they fulfill a single command exactly as you wish, and they grant you they will grant you new powers temporarily. Describe them. I want the power to get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna tweak that a bit.
Okay, that's
So I'll make it a little bit more of a challenge rather than straight up.
Mhm.
Just add little space, a little tension. With that, you see that as that realization comes through, they begin to almost resisting your sort of powers, as they are very strong-willed. The powers that you get is more in a sense of you begin to get directory of this place. You begin to get an idea of this. You know, to get out, you gotta kill the source. And that source is that woman dying on that bed. So all you gotta do, whatever way you want to do it, they gotta die. Can be quick, can be painful, they have to die. But as that comes in, that sort of idea of this is how we get out, you notice coming out of a portal with the sort of body of your brother being pushed in, those 2 other siblings come in as they just come bursting out of your brother's head, pissed as all hell.
Are you
It's
are you
just-
telling me that there are people jumping out of my head right now? My head?
Yeah, like
Not-
Zeus,
not
Athena.
your head.
Frog's bread.
Prog's sort of sibling that they called earlier before, as they burst out of it, as they seem to have taken care of the individual that was
Damn, they
causing
killing
them
gods
problems.
out here.
As you see, they kind of go, "What the hell? Sis, you alright? She knows! She's gonna try to kill Mom!"
So that's a Mimi? Damn, time to kill Mimi twice. I think Vic says that.
You see the other 2 siblings form a defensive line of like, "In your dreams, Vicious."
Let us out of here. Look, I'm not the vicious that is in your future, but I will become what I have to. Let me out of here.
You're not killing our mother. As you see almost magic runes come on his hands, you see the other brother pull out a sword.
Heaven.
What are you doing?
do this, or we will.
Heaven.
Eden.
What do you really want?
I don't want to be this heaven. And if that means what it means, I have to do this.
There's always another way.
Not this time.
Heaven.
I disagree.
Heaven, what
And
do
they-
you really want? Not what you don't want. What do you want?
They start walking.
Heaven.
Deliberate steps. Tears streaming down their face. Clenching their fist. We have to do this.
Fantastic. I need you, unless you're gonna go ham here. What do you want to do in this scenario, Heaven? Do you want to go all out here, or are you just kind of approaching it step by step? It's up to you.
I mean, they don't want to make a show of this. They just want it painless, quick. Anything to just get out of this nightmare.
So the fastest way to do that would be power through darkness.
Oh my goodness, y'all. I have the power through darkness.
In my Apocalypse Keys game,
No. Darkness?
I
is
could
my-
never.
Oh God in heaven.
That's true.
But bumps. Please roll that.
Prague
for me.
is the devil and the
What
angel
if we,
on your
wait, what if we
shoulder.
kill Prague? I think,
What?
Yeah,
We
let's
killed-
just turn around
I
and
think
like,
Wait a minute.
yeah, what's
Kill
up with
Prague.
this guy?
Kill
We still don't know
Prague.
why this guy's here.
kill Prague. You don't have to kill Mimi. Kill Prague.
well,
Never
anyway,
seen more
that's a
violence.
6.
Thank God.
With that, the keeper will offer you something connected to what the darkness demand of you. Whether or not you take it, you prepare for the worst. I think in this scenario, and I'm just double checking just for my knowledge here, to make my fellow monsters worship my worshippers and to curse the ones I love. So I think you can get pretty close, but there is going to be an instance where one of these siblings here are going to get in your way, and you can one-shot them easy. What that will cause the others to do will be something, but you can get pretty close, but you will have to off one of these people. They will take full-on conditions, and they pretty much, you will wipe them from existence, kind of. Very
I mean-
Omni-Man energy.
I imagine once we get out of here, everything about this is going to be gone anyway. Or was I wrong in that?
You don't know.
I mean, God, we're playing with fire. Let's keep going.
What
Yeah.
happens when you kill a universe?
Kill Prague. Can I attempt to kill Prague? That feels like the better answer.
It's
Like-
heaven. It's heaven's turn right now.
No,
Wait,
go
hold
ahead,
on.
Vic
hold
and
on.
Eden. Vic and Eden are closing in the back ranks here.
2 forefront here. Heaven, what are you doing? Are you gonna take it?
Yeah,
Or you gonna-
I'm gonna take it.
All right, I'm gonna roll a real quick 1d4 to see who gets in the way here. Okay, I got my choices here. I'm just gonna roll real quick.
Saying Prague's gonna help Heaven.
Fantastic.
if
I
need
think
be.
you managed to distract.
I made the wrong answer.
Prague, you come in, you're able to
Shit.
distract Fatima as you kind of get them out the way. You notice that the older brother in the sort of armor manages to go charging towards you, Vicious. But with that, you see the smaller, more frail, maybe about the middle child with their magic up, stands in your way. How do you clear them as they are just beneath you? How do you, in the most violent of ways, end their life?
if we're going this awful, terrible route, there's not even acknowledgement of a living being. They're an obstacle. It is hand through the chest. Quickly. The faster you die, the faster you're out of my way.
As you paint the white floor with the blood of this young man, as it is not even a fight, as you go through his chest, grab his heart, and throw it across the side, as you see both really Fatima in this moment look in absolute horror as their brother drops to the floor with his red blood being the only source of color in this very white room that begins to provide a nice pink hue to everything as their blood is splattered across the floor. What are my other mythic? You know what? Prague first. What are you doing as you kind of came in a little bit? I don't know if they're joking here, but are my other mythics gunning for Prague, or are you just? For my knowledge here.
I'll wait till Prague says what Prague's doing, but I can paint you a picture of what
so
this
Prague,
is happening.
Prague, you do understand. Whatever you do will determine whether these guys pick a fight with you. But what are you doing in this scenario as you're sort of, you see one is gone, there's two others here.
So, I have a question for you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see if I gained a few darkness tokens because I asked someone about to doubt their future.
I'll give you 4 because that was some cynical villain shit.
Excellent. Because that's exactly what I was looking for. All right. So, Prague has seen some shit. Prague has literally seen all of the fellow Celestials die. And being the only one left trapped in a world that does not belong to them, and then being awakened after being turned into an NPC, fucked him up a little bit. Not to mention that he's haunted by the monster that killed his siblings. I want to unleash the dark using Reshaped by Despair. This says, describe how your form changes through violence and beauty. Because there's another sibling who is attempting to stop heaven from doing what must be done.
Fantastic. When you are you have to declare how many tokens you're gonna use before you roll. So
yes.
These are just gonna give you a +1. They can't minus it, so
we're
it's
going
just
to use all 4.
All 4. I will let you know. Overkill is a thing here, so just confirming.
Oh, I am aware.
Oh, fantastic! All right,
I'm well aware.
Roll for that bad boy here as you unleash the dark.
That's a 10.
It's a 10. That's actually a success, so you don't overkill.
Oh, I mean that's not counting the +4. I rolled.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That is overkill. That's way overkill. With that, you get 2 things here. You get to choose from your Reshape by Despair. You get one of those things.
Yep.
And then also you get something from Unleash the Dark, but it's gonna go overkill. Like it's gonna go way beyond even what you were expecting it to. So you have get past the defenses, get what you want for them, avoid appraisals, expose a weakness, gain the upper hand, or confuse them for some time. So out of those there, which ones do you want?
I want to. Well, so there's a few listed under Reshaped by Despair too.
You get that in addition, so that's just like
excellent.
a separate thing. So the whatever you choose and Unleash the Dark is the OP overkill here.
Let's gain an advantage.
Advantage, fantastic. And then from the other sheet, what are you choosing there? So you have like affection, fear.
I want to gain fear and loathing.
Fantastic. So how do you induce this fear, but also get an advantage even beyond what you were expecting?
So you all have seen my sibling, and for a moment you see a flash of Prague in their full-on form, much like the sibling. It is the size of a mountain. there is a large staff that glows this reddish hue. You feel Prague in your minds. And the things that Prague has been saying about being a god, being a shaper of worlds, a destroyer, a judge, you know that Prague has done these things. You see it. This is not a jokey joke. This is not someone pretending to be something. This is who they were. Which also makes you wonder, should you let this thing out? Because Prague is literally something, a celestial being.
You see Prague turn into something that makes many look like a joke. You see their arms come out. It is more alien, divine combination as they begin to grow in size. And you can swear the planets are in their hands as they induce fear. Not only in Fatima, who just saw their brother brutally murdered, but also from this planet-like deity that just induces something in their face, not only of they're beyond their league, but also of their mother's gonna die here, and there's nothing they can do about that. As that realization hits them in the face. You two clearly see it, but heaven is not, as they're going towards who you assume is Mimi. What are we doing in this instance as we see all this goes down in a matter of seconds, really?
Vic was posturing for the most part, like, jumping at Mimi's kids, throwing blows, but not actually trying to fight. Really just wanting something to happen. And then things did happen. In the moment where a heart gets ripped out, Vic looks at heaven and is like mortified. Vic has committed murder, but never like that. And looks to Fatima and it's like, Fatima, why is there a god in here?
Found him. See, we traveled through time and space, so we found him and his siblings, and my brother, being the smart person that he was, as she points to the individual bleeding on the floor. He managed to trap them in there, and it's what's been powering the core. We needed enough energy to go further back in time so we can not have to worry about the apocalypse.
Is it powering this reality?
You can see that they're having a hard time answering you, as you can see there is almost like shock in their face as they just watch their brother not just get murdered, but brutally. So it's like they're trying their best to pay attention, but they're not responding. They're out of it.
And I think that's enough. I think like exactly what she said is the piece that clicks for Vic and says, hey, Mythics, she may be the off switch, but Prague is the battery. And I think Vic is gonna like jump at Prague.
Fantastic. How are we doing this? Are you unleashing dark, or are you powering through darkness to try to
the one that's gonna help me level Prague enough to, I don't know,
power through darkness if you want it, because this is a big boy. Unless you want to open Unleash the Dark will maybe provide Eden with a better opportunity if you're thinking about that, but power through darkness is if you just want to get going right away and try to take about.
I want to get going because I feel like I'm not gonna like one shot Prague. I don't think I have any moves that'll help me in this moment. Starts crying. Yeah, I don't have any moves that are gonna help.
All right.
So all my moves are gay. I need to kill. I'm gonna spend 2 ruin and have a hope and a prayer. How does math work?
Eight. 1 + 1. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. 8. That's a success. So you use your powers with precision and effect, and you change the situation before you. I either reprieve, a golden opportunity, or a bond. So what are you going to do here before we take
This one's the big one.
Yes.
Power through darkness.
Yeah, so either reprieve, opportunity, or...
Oh, it says, okay, yeah. Use your power. Yeah, sure. I'll get a bond with Fatima,
Okay.
if that makes sense. A golden opportunity, a reprieve, a golden I guess a golden opportunity. Yeah, that makes sense. A golden opportunity.
I think you see, as he becomes in his full form, you get the sense of like, it's got to have a heart. We take out the heart, he dies. I mean, that's how things go, right? And you can see almost burning in his chest, like a burning inferno who looks maybe the heat of the sun. So maybe if you somehow deal with that, he's going down?
Yeah, I think what I want to do is unzip myself as I usually do, and this time specifically let Vicious out, who is probably not equally as tall, but like the size of like a wolf versus a human in the cosmic scale, enough to like knock Prague down, and leave an opening for another mythic to crush the sun? Question mark.
Fantastic. You kind of, are you snapping Fatima out of it, or are you just like...
I think it's one of those moments where I am like evening out the field. So if Fatima happens to like catch on, then great. If not, then another mythic will, Actually, yeah, I want to snap Fatima out of it. I want Fatima, like, help, bestie. If you want to save us, if you want to save your mom, kill Prague.
Fantastic. And as you do, you rush forward. Prague, I think in this instance, you're seeing this, you notice that your escape will be hard to do as you use your power to separate heaven and the individual in your way, leaving you with these two. Eden, what are you doing in this instance as it's going down?
Eden watches their twin move forward and rip out the heart of one of their godchildren. And the gesture is so easy and so clear, it reminds Eden of every snapshot in which their own heart was ripped violently out of their own chest. And all the color, not that there is much in this like pale, sad sack of a person, but all of it kind of drains out of Eden. The gold in their eyes flickers and then dims as they see heaven do this. Not because they want to, because she feels like she needs to. And for the very first time, Eden doubts their decision. It's the very first time they regret choosing heaven. And on the heels of the confrontation with Edie, it ricochets around in this hollow part of their chest and falls like a cold stone down into the pit of their stomach. And the only thing that I think breaks that horrified silence and stillness from Eden is a single grain of sand tipping the scales as Vic calls out, Mimi might be the off switch, but Prague is the battery. And this kind of like launch of activity. And Eden knows they need to do something before it's too late. But Mimi is suddenly out of reach, feels too far away even for death to touch. There is some kind of container on that moment that they cannot get through. And then they see it, just like they were talking to Vic. They see the sun inside of Prague. They see that, not a star, as Vic had suggested, but the sun. And Eden is drawn to it immediately, and they move with violent, vicious intention, so to speak. And they're going to... what am I going to try to do first, Chris? What am I going to try to do first? I have a fun little move.
Yeah?
A fun little move. But I think before that, I am simply feeling that echoing emptiness inside of their chest. They have a place to put something like a sun of power. And actually, you know what? I will use this. I have a ruin move called You Can't Escape the Truth. My hard-earned knowledge can be used as a weapon, and I have learned how to sharpen the truth to its finest edge. I may at any time reveal a dark and terrible secret of an NPC or a PC if invited in a scene, and then I can choose one of two options. Could I possibly, Prince, reveal the truth that Prague owes me a favor?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Excellent. And I think Eden kind of like forms through sand to get to this moment where they are like there with Vicious for a moment as this like part of the sun is so bright in their face. And there's something, again, kind of like violently alive about the way that they're looking. And they look at this cosmic deity. I think I'm going to ask for that favor now. And I would like to mark 2 ruin to speak in edges and cut mercilessly. You decide. They accept your words and do as you wish for now, or they offer you another truth at great cost to themselves. And Eden is asking for a part of your cosmic core.
Okay. Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, well, you'll get another part. You'll get a part of the cosmic core.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
But that's come with a little bit of a consequence to it.
Oh, no.
So, goes. Looks at Vic and goes, with this power, will you ensure that my freedom to walk out of here will happen? Look at Vic just to be like, yo, you got me pinned down. Then looks at Eden.
I think Vic is opening herself up again. I think she let a skin sack fall to let out Vicious and is now a whole person again, but is ripping herself at the seams to like to try and finish you off, but then sees whatever the fuck is this going on? What do you mean, Prague? Why would I let you out?
Eden wishes for this power. You destroy me.
If I carry this power, you will never truly be gone.
Part of me will live on forever.
And if I eat you, then you will be gone forever, Prague, and I want to leave more than I care about Eden's power trip.
You have the keys to leave. Heaven is already working on it. You wish to kill me, though I have been taken from my power to be used as a battery for reality that shouldn't exist. One that tortured one of you. But I'm the problem.
Prague,
Shut the fuck up. We will talk again later.
Prague, you've been whispering sweet nothings into that susceptible angel's ear all day.
Angel. And the laugh rattles Prague's armor because it is so real and so hearty that is like, you must be joking. What is an angel? Do you truly know? A winged judge in your eyes. Someone that takes because they can, because they're more powerful than you. I don't take. There's nothing to take. I've created all of this. I simply say yes, it continues, or no, it does not. There's nothing to take. So do you wish your friend, Eden, to have this power or not? Kill me now and see the consequence.
And Eden looks at Vic with these big, pleading eyes. I can't stop her without this, Vic.
Eden.
It's
He's
not
a
about
creator.
want.
I take Prague.
And that is why you're unworthy.
Fuck worthiness. And I think Vic wants to consume.
I want to add a little stakes to this, if you don't
You
mind.
don't have to.
Yeah, you do.
I think since we have a differing of opinions here, I want to do a quick little roll.
Roll off. We're rolling against each other.
I'll do, roll 2d6s. Whoever gets the highest is the person that gets to, go first, or the person who gets to really proceed with the thing they want to do.
Come on. You're a
Can I
normal
use?
person.
Oh, you said I gained an advantage with my roll last time. Did I or did I not?
I had darkness tokens. I'm gonna, I want to make this fair here because they're going at different things. I want to see who
I will use it one way or the other, no matter who wins here.
I got an 8.
Put it like that.
Is it a dry roll?
So you gotta be Nate, CJ.
Dry roll. I got an 8.
Dry roll. Come on, baby. Come on, give me 2 6s. Come on, please.
What did you get?
Did you also get an 8? Let's both get some. Let's go.
I think in that instance, I'm gonna leave it to my boy here. Prague, since they're both acting at the same time moves slow enough that you see Vic wrenching their hand to try to end you. You see Eden trying to run towards you, and I think I'll leave your preceding either demise or transcendence up to you on how you want this to play out.
So Prague is not normal for one of his people. And seeing Vic about to go in and knowing that they owe Eden something, Prague just rips off the chest plate. And you see this bright burning sun of a heart. But once the chest plate comes off, you see awful black tendrils coming off of the sun, and that goes push Vic off of them and then just goes flying towards Eden. And Eden, you do get some celestial might, but you also hear in your head, oh, we are going to have such a fun time, you and me. Because there is something of a symbiosis happening right now. Something is joining you that you may not have expected. And Prague just goes, sweet blessed freedom.
Eden swallows the sun whole. And they choke on it as it starts to radiate inside and out of them. And I think even little seams open up in the sand and they start to discorporate, and they are physically holding their body together through sheer force of will as they consume parts of the sun.
I think it first enters into your eyes as knowledge, power roars to you, burning off the skin from the pure heat and might of the stars themselves. You begin to trade sizes with Prague, who shrinks in nature, and you grow. And in an instant, you feel the power beyond anything describable. Heavens and hells are just pin drops in a well of eternity of the cosmos. You have the power to leave this place. Do you leave this place and change certain things, or do you simply just leave with everyone before anything else happens?
We have to go now. I can always come back and make the changes I need to make in the future. It's more important that we all leave now before anyone can do anything they regret. It's time to go.
With that, you, with an ease snap of your fingers, Prague, you get ejected back to which you've come from. Less powerful than you were before, but free, nevertheless. Among the stars where you belong. For my other two mythics, you flee this program. Fatima leaves as well, but not with you. You see, they duck out somewhere else. And you, Eden, while you do take heaven with you, you don't know if they did what they did. But you all managed to. And as you are traveling, my two mythics here, what is the last ideas and thoughts running through your head as you travel back to the material plane? Very much different than you were before. Some of you, anyway.
Yeah.
Can I do something absolutely wretched?
Oh, please do. You might as
First or
well. We're
after?
already here.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go first.
Oh yeah. I think Vic has landed on the ground like a fallen comet, far outside the grasp of whatever Eden is. And I think she's just looking up at the stars, listening to everything around her, almost as if we were back in the forest in the finale, outside that observe whatever those things are called. She's just thinking, how awful it is to be a mythic today. She doesn't have much to say. She can't call Casey. She doesn't know where she is, and she is upset. And she's hungry. So she'll just walk.
Eden starts walking beside you at some point. It's not that they land or come from anywhere. I think it's just suddenly that they are there. And there's a kind of like light that is shining out through them, through their eyes, like fucking headlights in the dark. And they look up at you. Hungry, vicious.
Not as hungry as you, Eden.
That's what I said. You can't be satisfied with just stars.
And what about you? You finally did it. You ate a god. Not because you had to, but because you wanted to. How does it feel?
Would you hate me if I said it feels good?
No. I would pity you.
I think we feel amazing.
And I think it is a very similar moment as the end of that third episode, was it, in season 1, where Vic floated above you, where wasn't touching the ground. I think Vic is looking up at you as your feet show that you are not mortal right now. I hope a god and a devil can end happily together. But I can't keep dealing with this. No.
Good night, Vicious. And Eden turns and disappears like a comet across the sky.
I think as you do, something pulls you back. As you think you have a grasp of your power, but something within you, purplish in nature, electricity spiking, pulls you back into Vicious as you come hurling right back to the motel. As the last scene that is here cuts somewhere else in the state, you think anyway, maybe, but something, you can feel it, Eden, especially with your eyes that are a little bit more omnipresent. You see a portal landing on what looks like to be maybe wheat of a farm of some sorts. Fatima rolling in as they sort of hit the ground, roll, hit before they land in the thick of the mud as it is thundering and raining. Their hair is dripping. The blood that's not their own is across their chest, and they scream on the top of their lungs, piercing the thunder in the sky, as it is not that of anger, but of extreme sadness. Like that of a little girl lost in a mall or a place where they are alone and afraid. And as they weep, wheezing, almost losing air from the amount of loss they keep having, you see Mom slowly hovering down, providing comfort. You see she looks up, tears in her eyes. They're fucking monsters. I know, my child. But luckily, we have time on our side. As it looks, camera panning up to the field as several pink eyes glow in it. As the thunder... And that is where we shall end the episode for today. Yay! Another calm, cool episode. Am I right, everyone? With that, thank you for joining us for another special episode of the Mythic Initiative. With that, we're gonna do reverse order here. We'll start off with CJ. You know what to do. Tell where people can find you and put in them sweet, sweet plugs.
Hello, everyone. It is I, CJ, the normal one, yet again on the Mythic Initiative. I am the normal one. I think I'm the normal one tonight. I keep making the morally upright decisions. Good is not a value that we use here. If you like what I do, then you'll love what I do everywhere else. You can find me on Twitter at Scholastic Dragon. One word, Scholastic like the book fair, dragon like the mythical creature. It's somewhere on this overlay. I've got games. You can go play them. And I'm in games. If you want to see me be the divine, if you want to see how I am Arceus's chosen one, come see me play in the Nameless Domain Pokemon Showdown. Literally, if you find our Twitter, you'll see it. It's going to be next Sunday. Literally. What is it? Like November 3rd, November 5th? I'm bad at dates. The Sunday in November, the first Sunday in November. That's about all I got. So I will pass it to, I think what was Finn. So that would make it Prince.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Prince, also known as Nipples and Dice. That is where you can find me all across the internet. I am doing stuff and things and places. Next thing up, you'll catch me on Call of Cthulhu. Do a Call of Cthulhu game where I am a far less unhinged character. But slowly getting there, because Call of Cthulhu. 8:30 East or 8 p.m. Eastern time on Laugh Love Lindy's channel. And then this next that weekend that CJ was talking about, I will be doing some games over on D&D Jordan Lee's channel for charity. We're going to be doing some fundraising over there. I'll be playing on Friday night and on Sunday night. So do come check that out. And then there'll be some more other stuff going on. And do be sure to catch me at PAX Unplugged coming up next month. I'm on several panels. Yeah, I'll be around doing things. So yeah. Thank you all for having me tonight. This was absolutely a delight and made my day.
I think it's me then. Hi everyone, my name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at cplaysrpg. Tonight I had the absolute pleasure of being Eden God Complex, no last name. I love when Heaven and Eden are like genuinely the worst people alive, like just in tandem, back to back. Like they make each other worse constantly. And I love that for me. If you want to see other characters struggling, tune in. Make sure you tune in to the last 2 episodes of the Chaos Protocol, Arc 1, not of the entire series, but the Chaos Protocol's Arc 1 is ending, coming up on Saturday. Is the penultimate episode at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is truly wild. There will be a gigantic boss fight. Please come. It is going to be deeply wretched. And by deeply wretched, I mean very gay, but also very wretched. If you like suboptimal decisions in gameplay, by suboptimal, I mean morally notwithstanding, morally, not even morally gray, morally bankrupt, in fact. Yeah, come by. You should see what I do in places on the internet. Of course, it's all Chris's fault, really. And this time I can also blame Prince, so I think it's actually their fault. And I just work here. So, Chris, Trauma Man?
And then there's me. Hello, everyone. My name is Chris, and I was your lovely keeper for these really fucked up proceedings. With that, you can find me on Twitter while it's still alive at VO_Cologne. That's COLON. Believe it or not, there's only 3 more episodes of this season. All this chaos, and there's 3 more episodes. So tune in for the next, I think it should be the next 3 weeks here as we come towards the end of the 2nd season. Beyond that, I'm working on a bunch of stuff that will be announced later on. So please just follow me on Twitter if you want to see more of this chaotic stuff. But until then, everyone, we hope you have a lovely night, and we can't wait to see you next week. But until then, have a lovely night, everyone. Bye-bye.